Alright guys, how's it going today? So, yeah, it's been kind of a crappy couple of weeks. So, just because the weather took a shit. Supposed to start warming back up again. So the idiots say, but we know how that can go. It's kind of cool out today yet too. Not gonna get very warm, but I gotta try to get my gloves back on. So, just cold enough that you need gloves. Not heavy gloves, obviously, but you need something. So, yeah. So, whereas the snow's trying to melt again because it decided to snow again, and whatever the fuck else. And I got cold again, and yeah, everything's just it's going back to winter again. But they say it's supposed to warm up. So, but we'll see. So, but the sun's out. It I don't know, it popped out a little while ago, or a few hours ago, I guess. But they were calling for a sunny day, but it was kind of cloudy this morning when I woke up. But I don't know. There's a few clouds here and there, but nothing to be concerned about. But and there was a little bit more snow on the ground than what you probably see now. There's I don't know if the camera's even doing it justice or not, but there was a good thin layer of bullshit on the ground again. It's trying to melt because the sun's out and it's not freezing cold out, but it's cold enough. Things are trying to melt, but I don't think it's gonna melt much. So yeah, so I don't know. It's just been a hell of a week anyway. So. And the flood, I haven't checked up on the flood yet. I didn't get out yesterday just because it was cold and extremely windy. And then we also went and got some hay because we were down there last bale. So, but yeah, it was nice when the grass was showing because even though it was dead, the cows could still kind of roam and pick a little bit, so that kind of helps on hay a little bit, not much, but you know, it helps a little bit here and there. So, but yeah, so it's just not froze down. Great. So can't remember if I told you guys this or not, so if I'm repeating myself again, well, just gonna skip over it. But I ordered a new battery for Big Red, and that technically should be in. She said within a couple of days, but I don't know. So I got a new battery coming for this thing. Supposedly, Polaris no longer makes batteries. I don't know, but when I go on their website, they still have them on there, and you can get them for $144. Plus some for a little bit extra for shipping and handling and all that other garbage, which, you know, still, you know, adds another $10 on top of all that mess. So, but I talked to the lady over there where Big Red went a couple of years ago to get his shifting fixed. I ordered because I went to them. And they said supposedly that Polaris no longer makes the batteries. You have to buy a different brand now. And I think it's a Delco. I think that's how she pronounced it. I don't remember, but supposedly that's what they sell now, or maybe that's just what they sell. I don't know, but either way, it's supposed to still work to this machine. But it hurt my wallet. I'm not 100% sure on the total price, but she gave me a rough idea that it could be She says that with doing a trade, which would be bringing in my old battery, I can get a $10 discount on top of that. But she said that it should be right around the $170 mark, which is extremely high for a battery. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if all batteries are going up. Maybe they are because of, the war that's been going on. Everything's going up because of that. So that's all Putin's fault. So he's trying to play victim as well. But somebody ought to just cap his ass and save us all time and trouble. So, but I don't know. But that battery is just stupid expensive. The young guy said to go to Napa, you could probably get one there for even cheaper, but I feel like if you buy a cheap battery, you're saving money, but then, how long is the battery going to last? Now, this battery, this is Big Red's second battery. His first battery is actually down there on the floor. That's the factory Polaris battery. This is the second Polaris battery. And I think that's only been in there for about 5 years. And the young guy said that you're lucky if you'll get about 6 years out of them, because I guess just the way they're built, they don't last very long. Which, I mean, I guess, whatever. I mean, they're small to begin with. And then another thing on top of all that is in those 5 years that I've had this new battery in, I was plowing snow, so obviously I'm operating the winch, and then at night I have my headlights on. So there's a lot of, of course my phone is just having a panic attack. There's a lot of stuff going on there, so stupid fucking phone. But there's a lot of draw going on there, so maybe over those years it's slowly killed my battery, But since I'm not using the winch anymore, I mean, I shouldn't be drawing too much power. And of course, I got LED headlights in this thing, but they're not going to be staying in forever because they're garbage. So they'll do for now until I feel like spending the money on getting factory bulbs again. It's kind of disappointing because LEDs are supposed to be better than factory, but I don't understand why. I mean, these are not Polaris LED light bulbs. These are obviously some kind of a Chinese brand, but I mean, I don't understand why they're so weak, because I got LED lights on the back of the 1586. They're not factory Case IH lights. They're aftermarket. And they're LED. They're 2,000 lumens each. So a total of 4,000 lumens out the back. And they're just as bright as even the factory lights. So why aren't these brighter than the factory, So, but should have kind of figured that, because that's what a lot of people were saying online too, when they would put LEDs in, that they weren't as bright as the factory. Even with the third beam on too, the third beam doesn't really even help much. It gives you a little bit of extra light. No matter how you adjust that freaking beam, you just don't get enough light. So these LED lights I'm going to leave them in for now, because I imagine I won't be running the machine much at night anyway. And if I do, well then, at least I got some lighting. Or I may just rock, I guess it depends if I feel like spending the money, to go back to factory. But for now, they'll do. I don't do a lot of nighttime driving anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's nice to have. I mean, if I was to plow snow with this and I had the LEDs in, it wouldn't work, because there's not enough light to see what's going on in front of me. So, it's just the timing it worked out all right. I mean, I had a headlight that blew out pretty much around the same time that I got the snowblower for the John Deere. So, it didn't bother me that I had one headlight knocked out. So it just, I was able to say fuck it and just let it go for the winter. So it didn't bother me that much. But knowing how bad these lights suck, they're not staying in for very long, but they're going to stay in for a little while. They're not going to be in here for the lifespan of the light bulbs. I mean, maybe I'll run them for the summer, see how I like them, and then maybe switch them out before winter. I don't know. So, but it is what it is. There's nothing you can do. So, yeah. So, of course, Big Red's getting dirty. Everything's getting dirty, you know, because it was getting kind of sloppy there for a while. Of course, I don't bother washing it. Of course, my overhauls are just taking a major pounding, too. These are supposed to be my snow plowing overhauls, these black ones, but I don't have anything for mud and cow shit, and the way things are going, you still have to wear overhauls. So I need to buy another pair of overhauls just dedicated to shit. I did with the boots. Just didn't get any overhauls yet to go with that, so I might even just maybe buy new overhauls and just dedicate them to snow, because these are getting old anyway, so not that it really matters anymore, I guess, for them. So I've had these for well over 10 years, so they're holding up okay. They're starting to come undone a little bit, but not too bad, so nothing, you wouldn't even notice it, so what are you gonna do? So yeah, so like I said, I don't know what the river's come up yet. I don't know how much has come up yet because I haven't looked at it. Might go today since there's not, the sun's out and there's not much for a wind, so I should be able to get around and look, see what's going on. So another thing is it just came today, but I ordered a scrubbing tool for the machines, and it's on a stick. It's obviously you can wash vehicles and stuff. See, before I was always just using like a sponge, you know, that you would use to wash, but it didn't have a stick or anything. Well, see, the Tahoe is a much bigger vehicle, and that's going to be harder to wash. And then in the process of washing that thing, I'm going to get a washing, because you got to get up close and personal and everything, because I don't have the length. So I ordered another one of those with a stick on it this time, and it's going to be used on the Tahoe. The Tahoe is looking a little, not as dirty as the four-wheeler, but it's got a whole winter's worth of dust sitting on it, so it's going to have to get a wash one of these months, I guess, whenever the weather decides to fuck off and give me some decent goddamn weather without other bullshit getting in the way. It seems like whenever you have a nice day, well, then you get a lot of wind or it's cloudy. So I haven't really had too much of an actual perfect day, you know. It's always been one thing or the other. So, but yeah. So we'll see if ordering that new battery for Big Red will fix that starting issue. I don't know. I noticed too that I got a tire that's kicked out, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know. I think you can just adjust that yourself, but you got to make sure one wheel is straight first before you can gauge it off the other. So I don't know if that's straight or not, but I think it kind of just depends on how the machine is sitting. But I got this tire as straight as I can possibly get it. I don't know if you can even see that on the camera. And then I got this tire that's kicked way the hell out. So I don't know. If the adjustment arm is finally going off. I don't know if it's bent or what. I haven't even looked at it. I'm not going to if I got shit weather like this. I don't really know if it's a bearing because I don't hear any grinding. And you can't really grease the damn... I don't think you can grease the fucking bearings. I've never greased them, if you can. I mean, all I guess I gotta do is take the damn center caps off and you'd be able to tell, I guess, but... I mean, if it's a bearing, well, then it's pretty much donezo, but... It seems like it's been getting worse. I mean, I imagine it's only a matter of time until something finally blows up, but... I don't know, there's going to be a lot of slop in the handlebars too, but everything's getting wore out. Everything needs to be rebuilt. So, but yeah, I mean, that wheel's adjusted as straight as I can get it, but this one is still, it's still kicked out pretty damn. I mean, it looks like it's kicked out pretty damn far, but yeah, I don't know if there's actually any, because when you move the tire, like when you kick it, you start moving the handlebars too. So it's like there's no, I don't think there's play there, because that would, because if there was play there, well then they wouldn't be able to move the handlebars. So see, now I kicked it straight, and the other wheel's straight too. So there's something wrong with that tire. I don't know if maybe the steering linkage is, I don't know if it's got a slight bend in it or if it's coming loose, but I'm not fixing it. Once it breaks, then I'll fix it, but it's not gonna happen right now. Yeah, see, now I started kicking out that tire because now I'm moving it. So there's something wrong with that tire, but I don't hear anything funky with it, so I don't really know what the fuck is going on with it. And it's still crooked, but it's not as bad as it was when I parked it. But I don't know, I guess the main thing I gotta do is I gotta jack it up and get all the weight off the tires and see what the fuck is going on. Maybe that wheel bearing's going out. That's usually when the tires start to wobble or bend like that. Usually it's, because there's a bearing going out. I know it happened on the old blue pickup when we used to drive the old square body there. My uncle, he was just doing his regular maintenance to it, and something caught his eye at one of the tires, and he jacked it up, and he moved the tire by hand, and that's why everything else was staying straight. So usually that's a sign that I think a bearing went out on that pickup. And that could be what's going on here too. Maybe I got a bearing that's going out. But I don't know. I can't fix it because it's cold out, and I refuse to fix anything in the fucking cold because I'm sick of it. So, but it's either a bearing that's good. I mean, there's got to be bearings there. What the hell else would there be there? It's got to ride on something. You just can't have a rim, or a hub riding on an axle shaft. You have to have something in between that, which would be a bearing of some kind. So it's either the bearing is going out or the steering linkage is loose and it's putting more slop in the wheel than there really needs to be. Probably would explain why it feels kind of funny going down the road, but that's a summertime project, I guess, to jack that thing up and inspect it, see what kind of slop there is. I hope it's just maybe the steering linkage come loose and it's just kind of, not adjusted the way it should be. Because they technically should be straight, you would think. And in my book anyway, you think they would want to be straight. Or it could have been just like that from the factory too. Maybe I just never really noticed it, but to me it seems like it's gotten worse. But maybe they never truly adjusted it correctly when it left the factory line. Who knows? But anything's possible, but I think it's just getting wore out. But you think the other side would be doing it too, but maybe that'll probably be next year. But whatever, I'll take a look at it later on this summer. Or when we start getting decent weather, I'll jack that damn thing up maybe. But you think if it was a bearing, you'd be hearing like a grinding sound, and I don't hear that. So unless it's some other kind of a bearing that doesn't grind, I don't know. I've never looked into it, so that's an interesting thing. But I don't know. Even if it has to go in, well, it has to go in anyway because I gotta get that oil leak fixed. But I could probably have them look at it too. If I can't find anything wrong with it, well then they can look at it. they might just say it's out of adjustment, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, it's got almost 8,000 miles. Hard life of plowing snow. Most of it's all of its life it's plowed snow until this year, to this very winter. This is the first winter I've ever gone without having to plow snow with them. So I don't know, but whatever. I imagine Big Red likes it though, even though he's just sitting here doing nothing. But I have taken him out plenty of times the last couple of weeks for a joyride, but for actually having to do any work, for plowing snow wise, that's pretty much done. He'll just be a backup machine now if the John Deere should break down for some reason. The John Deere's got to get some love too, so I got to replace those front steer tires, get all new ones on the front so they stop pissing air and leaking air and pissing me off, and whatever else. So a piece of ice must have fell or something. Sounded like glass breaking, but I think it was ice. Things are melting. So yeah. But yeah. So what else has been going on? Well, it's been a depressing month, you could say, at least. We'll go back about a month. We lost our white goose, the big guy. He was the only one that we had, though, for the last, 5-10 years or whatever. He lost all his girlfriends over time because they, I guess, got too old for him or whatever, or something happened to them anyway, and they all died off. So it was just basically him by himself. But the last year and a half there, he's been kind of showing signs of old age, and he's been around most of my life. So we knew he was getting up there in age, but we didn't know when he would, just fall over and be done. But that was about a month ago that he finally fell over. So, but he was kind of walking kind of funny. It was more or less like he was drunk, and sometimes he would fall over too. So that was kind of a sign there that something was going on internally. It's just old age, I guess. But it didn't look like he was getting better. So I don't know if it's maybe a lot of it had to do with the cold too. Maybe the cold got to him finally. And then plus the age. Maybe it was just too much for him, I guess. So, but he's dead and gone. So it's one less animal you have to worry about and to feed. Start saving us some money. We still have 3 chickens. We have 3. And they're getting old too, because they're not laying eggs as much as they used to. They've slowed down on doing that now. So, but whatever, it's fine because the buildings are wore out and they're not really worth fixing. You have to put a lot of money into them to get them up to where they should be, just to have chickens and not have them get killed by something. So, and since nobody has the money or the time for that, I'm more focused on my cattle business, trying to get that somewhere. So I usually invest all my money towards that. But this year I'm going to invest a lot of my money and time just into stuff here on my property, because I need to get caught up here. I'm so fucking far behind on shit. It's unreal. So I'm going to be spending a lot of money this year, I think, here at my house. So fixing up the John Deere, fixing up Big Red, and fixing up the Blazer a little bit more, and just some other miscellaneous shit too. So, but it is what it is. And then the other second worst news that we kind of knew was coming anyway, but we didn't know when. But the old timer, if you guys remember him, he's been in a couple of my videos way back in the day, but way back in the day, probably back when I started YouTube. Well, he finally passed away about a week ago, something stupid like that. I can't remember. It was I think it was on the 22nd. I didn't know until the other night, because Mother, she goes on that one website that has a list of people that have passed away over so far for the year of 22, and he was on that list, so. But we knew it was coming, but we didn't know when. But his wife passed away not quite a year ago. Yeah, not even a year ago. Maybe, I don't remember. But yeah, she was the first one to go. And then, so many months later, well then, he finally gave up too, and that was the end of that. So, but towards the end there, he couldn't even walk anymore. So, but which was kind of weird because he was in such good shape, because he was a rancher all his life. So you think he would have been in good shape, he would have been able to keep going. But he was a smoker too, and I imagine. I'm surprised he didn't get cancer because he smoked all his life. And that's usually what will take somebody out, is the cancer. But I was thinking it would either be the cancer or it would be the ammonia that he's been catching on and off for the last few years. But none of it got him. He just died in his sleep. So at least he went the way that everybody should be going. But unfortunately, not everyone's fucking lucky either. So everybody has to die some stupid way. But that's how my great-grandmother died too. She died from cancer. So, and then my great-grandpa, well, he died, I think pretty much the same way the old-timer died. He just died in his sleep. But my great-grandpa had, I think what they called Alzheimer's. I think that's what they call it. It's before your memory starts to go out. So even towards the end there, he thought that he had cattle to feed when he was obviously retired. So, but that was his memory going out. Still making him think that he was younger and that he had cattle to take care of when he didn't because he was retired. So I don't think you can die from Alzheimer's. I think it's just pretty much just eats your brain and then you're done. You don't remember nothing. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of been a fucking bullshit every year, but what can you do? So I guess all we can do is just keep pushing on, I guess, and see if the year gets better. I don't know. Even the young guy said too, he's been having such a hell of a year. Not only did his dad die, that's probably the worst thing that's happened, but he's also lost 6 calves this year, and all of them have been upside down, twisted, backwards. It's not a normal way that a calf is supposed to be in the mother. It's supposed to come out like front feet first and then the head. That's how they're supposed to be born. Well, like with my cow, when she calved, she had hers backwards and the damn thing was twisted. So that's what's been going on with the young guy. So far, he's lost 6 calves pretty much that way. He blames it on the weather, which, I mean, it probably can definitely have a effect on things, but I don't know. It's kind of funny how he goes to that bullshit, and I've gone to that bullshit twice. Of course, that was the mother, though. She was fucked up to begin with, but I don't know. So, but it's definitely been a hell of a year, that's for sure. It's just, I don't know if it's going to get any better or not, or if we're just going to keep heading south, but every year it's been bullshit. It's like you just can't ever have a perfect year. Like this year, I don't know, we've had all this fucking stupid amount of snow, but I still wonder if we're even going to get, good hay or not. If we're going to get hay better than last year. It's still, I question if it's going to happen because of, one, how quickly it's melting, and, and then the rain. How much rain are we going to get after this, We did have little rain come through a few days ago, made everything nice and wet, but then it switched over to snow, you see, so that's what's pretty much sitting on the ground now. So I don't know. The young guy says it's been melting way too fast, but you know what? We need to get on with it. So, because I want winter to be done, but the fucking problem that we're having is that it gets really warm for a week or two, melts tons of fucking snow, and then it goes back to a deep freeze, and we get more fucking snow. But that's kind of typical around here, though. You know, we've just never really had a perfect year. You know, or spring, you could say. Where it just, you know, everything's nice and gentle, and it just takes its time, and then it warms up slowly with time, you know, and yada yada. It's either one. It's either hot, you know, or it's cold. Or it's the third one, which is, it's hot, and then it's hot for a week, and then it's cold for a week, you know, like, we just can't have like a perfect balance of all that, you know, to make it perfect, so, but what can you do? So, all we can do is keep fucking pushing on, I guess, and hoping for better stuff, but I don't know, it's probably not going to happen, so, what do you think's have been going so far this year? I don't know. I mean, this year has only just began, you know, and it's already been a punch to the dick, you know. So, but what can you do? What are you supposed to do? There's nothing you can do besides just keep fucking going on with it, you know. So, keep living life until it's your turn to be thrown into a damn box. That's all you can do at this point. That's how I see it. So, probably not the way most people would see it, but, you know, stick with reality, and you realize that, fuck, you know, it's going to be your turn pretty soon, too, so what are you going to do? So, it's not much we can do. But we all knew it was coming anyway, for the goose and for the old-timer. We all knew it was coming, but we just didn't know when, so. But it's already happened, so I guess now it's just the time to, you know, accept the fact that they're gone, they're not coming back, and then just fucking carry on with life. Try to focus on our own lives, I guess, and you know, I guess try to make the best of it, but some people don't do so hot with that kind of stuff, but what can you do? I'm kind of numb to it, because that's all I've seen all my life is things dying, so you kind of just get numb to everything else, too, in the process, so, but if you know what's going to happen, then, you know, you can kind of prepare yourself ahead of time, and I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, so, yeah. But, yeah, there's much more you can do, so, and there's not much more to be saying, because it is what it is. I mean, shit happens, so, but, I don't know. Guess all you can do is just, I guess hang on to any memories you got, I guess. That's really all you can do. So, I guess I'll shut this off. I'm going to leave the garage door open for a while. I'll take the four-wheeler for a spin later. What did I do with the key anyway? I just stuck it back in my damn pocket, but yeah, I don't know. It's a shit show, but what are you going to do? I mean, so, it sucks, but what are you going to do? So, I don't know. But hopefully things will get better, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know. Well, things have never gotten better for me. So, sounds like they're not getting too much better for him either, for the young guy. You know, so. And then his John Deere tractor almost tried to burn itself down there about a month ago. It was just a wire, I guess, that was rubbing, and then it shorted out. Could have caused the fire, but I guess he caught it in time, so yeah, that would have been a waste of a perfectly good tractor, because that John Deere 4240 they use that that's their cutter tractor and their loader tractor when they load the hay up to take it back to the house. So, and I think they've been using it all winter, this winter too, feeding with it. So, there's a 1086 is sitting in the corner. I don't know why it's not doing anything. And then the 1566, well, that thing's got slower than shit hydraulics, so it probably doesn't even use it for much. The skid steer, I don't know where the skid steer is at. It's probably in the shop. So, usually he likes to use that too, but I don't know. I imagine he'll probably use it more now with that mud coming around, you know. because that skid steer will float right over the mud. So, but what are you gonna do? So, but yeah, anyways, guys, I guess I'll take off. Just wanted to give you guys a little update to what the hell's going on over here. Trying to melt, trying to get back to spring again, but I kind of doubt it. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna probably go for a ride, I guess, and see what the river's up to. And last time I checked, I don't think I got it on camera, but I think I checked a few days ago, and my no trespassing post that I had down there, it's about halfway underwater now. It's probably fully under now. I don't know. I gotta look, but I got most of the signs here in the shop, the ones that are closest to the river, because they need to be redone, and I know the floods are probably going to be hard on them anyway. I got to do some respraying, got to repaint the wood, and I got to put new signs on them, so because they're all cracked. I got another one that's heading out the door too, so I got to redo all that. But that'll be after the flood's gone away with, because there's no sense now. So plus it's too cold to be spray painting. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I guess I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go, I guess, do some other stuff, and yeah. So, yeah. Stupid bird, shut up. Anyways, guys, I guess I'm gonna take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.